3, 2, 1.
I don't know when Matthew will be home, so if he interrupts us, sorry.
Okay. He lives here.
What is it?
I don't know when Matt's going to be back home.
The man that lives in this house with her.
This is our house.
My spouse.
Haley Labelle.
That's the name.
If you see a dog running around, that is Gil.
Or if you hear chewing in the background, it is Gil.
Oh, I'm going to take those away from her.
It's okay.
No, but it's like she really goes hard on it. Sorry.
Yes.
That's what she said.
Like you said, my name's Haley Labelle. I used to be Haley Brooks. I'm from Maynardville, Tennessee. And I've lived in Knoxville for 3 years now. And I've been playing music in Knoxville for 3 years now as well.
How was that Bijou show?
It was good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you performed at the Bijou the other day, right?
I did, yeah. I was part of Tennessee Songwriters Week.
Okay.
And we competed at several different venues before we got to play at the Bijou. So I made it in the top 20 of 800 across the eastern half of Tennessee and a little bit of the middle too. And got to perform there. It was cool.
What's it like to go from performing at the Union County Auditorium, where no one really cares what's going on in there or not, to performing at the Bijou for something meaningful?
Feels like a past life.
So
this one doesn't feel real.
Are you proud of being 20th?
I was one of the 20, sir.
Oh.
One of the 20.
Yeah, I got second place. There was 2 performing.
Yeah. Maybe I might have been 19th, but I know I wasn't 20.
I know that we were listening to a few artists when we were in here setting up and everything.
Yeah.
So who are some of the artists that are inspiring you at the moment?
Julia Jacqueline, she is incredible, and like you need to start listening to her now because I fully believe she's going to absolutely blow up in the next 3 years, maybe even less than that. Like, of course, classics, Bob Dylan. Obviously, this is Bob Dylan. You can't see all of them in the video, but Bob
We forgot
Dylan.
to drop up.
But Bob Dylan, Leonard Cohen, Jeff Buckley, he was a guy in the 90s, and his death was really questionable, and it's always kind of interesting to talk about. Apparently,
Conspiracy?
I could be wrong. Like, Google it and check, but he like walked out into some river singing a Led Zeppelin song, and he was never seen again.
What song was it?
I don't remember. Like, I'd have to Google it, and I really wish I could.
Make sure not to sing
I know.
Over the beach.
I'm pretty sure it was a Led
Story.
Zeppelin song. Like, I could be completely wrong on this and just making an absolute fool of myself.
It's okay. That's why we edit.
Millions
Yeah,
of
please.
It's a huge audience.
So yeah, Bob Dylan, Leonard Cohen, Jeff Buckley, and I throw in some ladies, Patsy Cline, love her, and how can you not love Dolly Parton, our little hometown queen.
What was your first Knoxville performance?
My first Knoxville performance was at Pretentious Beer Company. Have you guys ever been there?
Yes.
Love that place. And one of my best friends in the entire world, Taylor Kress, he has this band called Jubal. And back then they were a duo group, and they did their album release there. And they let me open for them. And I had never really been on a stage of that capacity or in a city of this capacity before, and after that just things started lining up. So I think that was May of 2017. No, yeah, 2017.
So how has everything, when you first done that performance, was it with the intention of, just continuing to build on that, or, I mean, like, how are things progressing in terms of, I guess, your career, or are you even trying to make it a career?
Back then, I've always written songs, and I've always played music, and I never took any of it seriously, mostly because back then, not that it's a whole lot better now, but it definitely wasn't any good. And I was really proud of the set and like the songs that I had written for that show and my performance there, and I did not really expect things to take off a little bit as they did from there, but I'm really glad they did, because now I am doing music full time and trying to maybe make a career out of it, maybe not, but I just really love connecting with people and just sharing things with them and shared experiences.
When was the first time you realized you were good?
Oh gosh.
It's like, oh, I'm not. It's not just like my mom saying, yeah, you're good, or
oh gosh,
you know,
I
it's
do
like,
not believe my mother.
yeah, it's like, you know,
No.
this is a stranger, or like this musician I really respect. It's
My
like,
grandmother
okay,
thinks
I'm
I'm the
good.
best.
Right. No. Grandma Carolyn is always my #1 fan. That's a weird question because I still don't feel that a whole lot. I just know that I'm better than I was, like back before I was playing music in Knoxville. So maybe it was. I got to open for this guy in Nashville named Corey Kilgannon, and
Come on. If you're gonna get up here, Gil, you need to get up here.
Gil, you're so needy.
Here we go, Gil.
There she is. It's a good girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to love Gil.
My girlfriend doesn't do this anymore.
Oh man.
So this. Oh,
Hey, I'm sorry.
God.
Oh, she was falling
she's
between the
fine.
cracks.
Okay.
Okay, sweetheart.
She's fine.
So, Corey?
Jubal, the band that I opened for at Pretentious, when it was a duo group, Bonnie was the girl that was in it, and that's Bonnie's dog.
Oh.
So, yeah, she's in Germany right now, so I've got Gilbo for a little bit.
See, if there's somebody that's trying to get a start in music, or just trying to at least venture into that avenue, what would your advice be to like somebody that's trying to get into this? I mean, it's probably a little bit intimidating going into something as broad as music and just going in blindly.
Yeah.
So like what kind of connections or what kind of route would you suggest?
I mean, I feel like it's hard to do anything or any job without connection with other, like a little bit of networking and building a community, and just, so I think #1, going to see local artists and talking to them after their set, saying, hey, I really like your sound. I really enjoy what you did, and I'm really excited to hear more from you. I also do music too, and I don't know if you'd want to get a cup of coffee and talk about your work and what you do. I know I've done that a few times, and it's been very fruitful. Most of my really close friends now, that's how our relationship started. And so I just think connection with others and just really finding your like family in it, because music is a really, really tough thing to do, and it's even harder alone, like with anything else. So I feel like just finding friends.
Yeah.
And then shared spaces, like the opportunities will come, like as you work and try to get better and write more, just the more you do it, the better you get.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, which I know this from you, a lot of talented musicians around here that, you know, people just don't know about. What's that what's that community like?
Yeah. Very welcoming, very encouraging, and insanely talented. Sometimes I go see just a random show on a Tuesday night down at maybe it's just a house show at a friend of mine's place, and I will be absolutely floored. Like they're just everywhere. So it's just like finding it and then taking the time to go and support it, and then listening to their music, buying their records and their merch, because they're trying to eat too.
Yeah. So as far as that goes, are you an independent artist right now?
am
Okay,
right now.
and as far as record labels go, is that something that you're even interested in, or do you like the independent label?
Just where I am right now, that's what makes the most sense for me. I really enjoy the freedom with that, and just because I'm really still just starting out and figuring out who I am and what my sound is, and it changes every 9 to 12 months. So it's really great for me right now to not be tied down to anything or have a lot of outside influences who are financially invested in me.
Yeah.
Maybe calling the shots. But as time goes on and I am more established in my sound and my work, maybe that would change. I'm definitely not opposed, but
Yeah, what is your ultimate goal? I mean, are you trying to be a superstar, or are you trying to just keep doing what you're doing and make some money to pay the bills? And
I mean, I don't care at all if I never play outside of the eastern half of the United States again. I just really enjoy putting my head down and putting like words on paper and making things and then sharing that with other people. So if I have a space where I can do that and it feels cared for and it feels valued and it works, like that's fine. If bigger things happen because of that, like that's awesome too. But I would do it for free, so whatever happens, happens.
So you were kind of talking about your sound changing like
Yeah.
every so often. So whenever you like listen back to some of your older stuff, does it remind you of that era or that
cringe?
point in time? Like, yeah,
Oh,
is it
sometimes.
like looking at the middle school yearbook and you're like, oh my gosh, I
Oh
can't
God, we
believe
do not speak of those years.
Yeah.
No, but some of them, you know, some songs, they were there for a season and there for a reason, and I'm not touching them ever again. Well, I won't say ever, but at least not right now. We'll see if it makes sense later. But it has been cool lately. I've been going back to some of the things maybe I started off with back in 2017 and early 2018 and reworking them a little bit to fit a little bit with who I am now. It's so hard because you write these songs and we're constantly changing, and then you change so much, the song may not even feel like yours anymore. It feels like you're just singing a cover. So I just wanted to keep authenticity in mind.
So we were talking a lot about your music. How can people access your music? Do you have any CDs, or do you have any type of like link or something that we can provide to people?
Yeah, I have done a 3-video session actually sitting right here of 2 original songs, and then I did a cover of a really good friend of mine's. His name's Joe Rebb. He's out in Nashville, and it's a song called Maggie. And those are out there on YouTube, and I don't really remember my handle on YouTube. So I'm really bad at this thing. But I do have one song on Spotify that I put out in 2018, I think.
It's on iTunes too.
Yeah, it's on
It's on my
iTunes,
phone.
like all of the things, Google, like Amazon Music, all of that. It was halfway recorded in my dining room, so it's not like my finest work. I am working on now, and I guess this is like the official announcement, something like a project professionally.
What's the title?
So, don't know yet.
This is our first groundbreaking news that we've ever done.
You mentioned your husband.
Yes.
Sorry, Tyler.
How big of a part is he in all this?
Incredibly, like, there. He's so supportive, and he carries my piano for me. It's really heavy. But he hardly misses a show. He works a lot, so it's a little bit difficult, but as far as like writing process goes, we've been trying to write songs together now, and that's been really fun. But my favorite thing about him, well, one of my favorite things, I never have to wonder what he's thinking because he's honest so much it hurts. And if I play him something, I'm like, I'm really excited about this. Like, I think that this is like my next good thing, and I cannot wait to like show you this. If I play it for him, he will literally look at me and be like, I hate it. I hate it. Why'd you say that? Like, that doesn't sound very good. I don't like it as much as Monterey. Monterey is like one of my favorite songs. Is that one of his favorite songs that I've done? So.
But at
He's
least
very
you have
honest.
like somebody that gives you some sort of like constructive criticism.
Yes.
It's like the honesty will go a long way.
Yes.
Okay, but still,
It's good, and it's
some
not.
people would like it.
It's not. It's not always like.
Yeah.
I hate that. It's like, I feel like you could say this better, and it would convey what I think you're trying to get at a little bit more accessibly, and would work maybe a little bit more. And so it is very constructive, not just like, I hate it, figure it out. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Bring it to me when it's better. No, he's very like in it as well, because he just wants me to do what makes me feel happy and fulfilled, just like I want to do him.
And what's your husband's name?
Matthew.
Shout out to Matthew.
Shout out to Matthew.
When did you write your first song? And how much have you learned since that point in terms of just the writing structure, how to write a song? How much better have you got at writing since that point?
It's hard to say when I first wrote a song, because I just, there's hardly a time in my life that I remember not writing songs. So I'll start like when I started writing to actually perform them for people outside of my poor mom and dad who had to listen to all of the terrible songs that I wrote when I was 6. So I was in college, and I don't know, I was part of student ministry there and doing some music stuff, but I just really felt like I should be writing my own stuff, and it was not like worship music, Christian music at all, and that was okay. And I just tried to give myself enough space to do that, And it was difficult, I guess, to write with the intention of performing. Because I'd written, I'd been like, nobody's ever going to hear this, so it doesn't matter if it's good or not. But when you put that mentality, like, oh, I'm playing at the Bijou, and I have to have a good song, you know, that's pressure comes. So I think my writing process has changed in that I have found a whole lot more artists that I love to listen to, and I have been mentored by several incredible songwriters here in town, and of course my incredible professor at LMU, Darnell Arnault. She taught pretty much all of the creative writing classes, and she just really taught us to like dive deeper. And so I just feel like my songs have like changed, I guess, answering the second part of your question, from being just kind of like stream of consciousness to having some structure and like a form that makes sense, and not just thinking about the words anymore, but thinking about how the instrumental also plays a big role in like the meaning of the song and how people accept that. So I hope that answers your question.
So you have a piano, you have guitars laying around.
Yes.
Are those the two main instruments that you play for your music?
Yes, piano is my first instrument and the only one I'm actually very comfortable on. I took piano lessons for a while as a kid, and I didn't like playing by the rules, but I was really happy to learn it. And I wanted to take guitar lessons, and mom and dad wouldn't let me. They gave them to my brother instead. So
you don't do anything with it now.
No.
Your brother Zach.
He plays at church. It's fine. But
hey Zach, long time no see.
Sup, Zach? Don't listen to this part, Zach. Mute it. I would steal his guitar while he was at baseball practice, and I'd look up chords, look online, or he had a chord sheet, and I'd kind of teach myself how to do that. But I like playing guitar a whole lot more in public. I feel like it's obviously easier to do. It's lighter and smaller. Takes up less space, like in my car, and it's just a whole lot more concise. If I need to run out really quick, I can. And I also feel like it helps you connect with others more, because for me, I don't know why, maybe it's just my problem, when I have a piano in front of me, I feel like closed off from people, like there's a barrier there, and I'm like, you know, looking down a little bit, you know, here and there. So I like to primarily play guitar. If I have a band someday, I'll probably move to more like a small keyboard synthesizer kind of thing, but that's way down the line.
More comfortable with piano? How nerve-wracking was it to stand up on a stage with a guitar and sing in front of people?
Incredibly. Well, I had some practice with that student ministry I was a part of, because I basically started to play the piano because I didn't have piano on campus, and I was like, well, I can play piano there. So that, but the guitarist left, and he wasn't really a student, so it was really difficult to have him consistent for things, and we couldn't always do things at the part of campus that had a piano. So it was kind of sink or swim. So that was kind of my practice doing the student ministry stuff, but it does change when it's not mimicking other people's songs anymore, and it's your own that you've written that you now have to play on an instrument you may not be the most coherent on. But I've definitely improved, I think.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not as freaked out about it as I used to be.
Would you like to perform something on the guitar?
Yeah, I can do that.
Perfect.
I can do
All
that.
right.
Headed out for me, down my waving hands to my wandering eye. The cold winter quit calling me, left me longing, left me waiting round to die. day I lost my baby to Monterey. Oh, Monterey, I feel you calling when the fires burn cold and the fever is dawning. I'll press you into my pages, lay you down by my bed, and I'll love you tomorrow, Monterey. I'm just a summer scorn swooner, make the backward blow of a bachelor bowl limping. In a reverent fever in the spring heat came and spin. I shook in your shadows. I should have said sorry on the shores of Del Monte. Won't you keep me in mind, dear Monterey? Oh, Monterey, I feel you drifting. I'm pining away, and every day you're more distant. I'll press you into my pages, lay you down by my bed, and I'll love you tomorrow, my Monterey. I don't care if I eat, I don't care if I sleep. I'm living on nicotine and sweet champagne. But I'll love you tomorrow. I'll love you tomorrow. Oh, I'll love you tomorrow, my Monterey. Alright. I don't care if I ever see the light of day. I lost my lover to Monterey. Oh, Monterey,
I can.
get out of my house. That sounded so bad. Get out. Get out of my house. Get out. Gil, get out. Get out.